This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to join by Lightning Lee McGregor out here in Las Vegas, the European champion as well now, Lee. First time I've had a chance to speak to you since you was victorious. How are you doing?
Yeah, good mate. We've been out here 4 weeks, nearly 4 weeks now, so yeah, enjoying it, loving life.
Now, before we do continue to talk with yourself, obviously there's one man we're out here for, one man you're out here for, and that's Josh Taylor. He's getting ready for the biggest fight of his career, an undisputed lightweight, a super lightweight title fight with Jose Ramirez. You've been a part of his camp, you've seen him through this one. How has he been? How would you assess his camp?
Yeah, no, I was speaking earlier about it with Ben, and I know everyone always says it like, oh, it couldn't have gone any better, but it genuinely couldn't have. In this case with Josh, like, he's genuinely smashed his training, he's been on it he's just covered every area, like brung in John Poppy, nutritionist, 8-9 weeks out from a fight, living with him, giving him the right fuel, the right meals, and obviously his S&C coach Dan as well. Like, he's just covered every single area, and he's in a great place mentally and physically. So he can't be any more prepared for this. So I'm expecting a career best performance for sure.
You just mentioned you're expecting a career best performance. It'd be easy for somebody to say that Josh always performs well in training and during his camps, but because of what's at stake, have you seen the extra motivation? Have you seen the extra determination throughout this period?
I have, definitely, in the training and that, of course. Yeah, he's definitely been more determined, and he always trains hard anyway, so it's not really been a case he's trained harder. I think he's trained smarter this time. And yeah, like I said, he's in a great place. Like, he's so relaxed, and normally, like, previously I've been part of Josh's career, like my whole career. Like, we were stable mates before as well, so I've been by his side through everything, and our last fights and that. And normally there would be a bit of stress and cutting weight, and like today he's totally chilled out, relaxed, his weight's in a great place, and he'll get a great night's sleep tonight. And I know that's not been the case previously in previous camps and previous fights, but going back to what I said, it's because he's done everything right for so long now, and he's just in a great place, and I'm so excited to see him shine on Saturday.
Just on the weight front, somebody who's a fellow fighter and a very big bantamweight in yourself, Josh mentioned that he feels like Jose's maybe struggling a little bit of a weight today. Have you seen that within him? Do you think yourself that maybe Jose's struggling?
Yeah, of course, definitely. I think he is. But again, we don't need to bank on that. The team are prepared for the best Jose Ramirez, but I do think he is struggling. It's been a long time since he's made that weight, and there's rumours that he did balloon up in weight out of camp and that. So yeah, there's signs there that he is struggling, like wearing sweatsuits 5 days out and stuff as signs that you're struggling or you're not doing the weight right. I can assure you Josh hasn't been doing that, and I can also assure you Josh will have a great night's sleep tonight and be ready to go for the weigh-in tomorrow. And I think tonight will be a much longer night for Ramirez, and the night before a weigh-in is never good for a fighter, but Josh is, like I said, in a great place, so everything's done right, and it's just this last bit to do is perform on Saturday.
Josh won the coin toss earlier to weigh in second tomorrow, or well today when this interview goes out, and then to walk second on Saturday. Do you think that's given him a bit of a psychological advantage over Jose as well?
Possibly, but again, it's one of them. It doesn't really mean much, does it? But yeah, he's his first sign of him winning, so he's won the coin toss. And he'll certainly win the fight, and that's the most important thing.
Certainly back home and also out here, a lot of people are expecting this, not necessarily all the way throughout, but certainly in quite a few moments, to be a bit of a war, be a firefight, as many have started to call it. Is that something you're expecting? Are you expecting this to be a high-intensity bout between the pair of them?
It depends. Like, yeah, there will be moments. There will be moments where Josh will obviously have to stand and fight with Ramirez, not going into too much and giving too much away. But if Josh boxes smart and does what we've all seen, the weeks leading up to this, I really think people are going to be shocked and how easy Josh makes it look. But yes, there will be times where it's going to be tough and he's going to have to bite down and fight. We know, everybody knows Josh has got that in him. But I think Saturday he'll show a new side, Josh Taylor, that not many people have seen.
Now, I know you won't want to give too much away, and obviously Ben's just sat down there, who's come up with a master plan for Saturday, but what are the biggest differences you've noticed with Josh in this camp and that people could maybe look to see heading into Saturday?
Just listening, just being a lot more smarter. Like, it's nothing, everything, I was the same, I was guilty for it in the past as well. Like, we want to just do everything at 100 miles an hour, and that's not the way to be. Sometimes to sharpen up, you actually have to slow it down, and I think that's been the case with Josh. He's always been speed. I need to get speed here on 100 miles an hour. Like, just relax a bit. I think Ben's done a great job on, great plan, and he seems to be taking everything on board, and it's just quite hard to get Josh to do that. As a person, he can be easily like distracted, and his focus sometimes can go. But again, this camp has been spot on with everything. I've really been surprised with how well, because again, you bring Lee Weil in it, like the video analysis and things like that. Josh, I couldn't see Josh doing in the past, and now like he's seen the benefits of it, and he's just buying into everything now. And again, that's why we're going to see the best Josh.
Lee, Josh has spoken openly about how he feels he can stop and he will stop Jose come Saturday. Is that you expecting the same? Do you expect Josh to stop Jose?
Yeah, definitely. If he sticks to the plan, does what we know he can do, I think he knocks Ramirez out. I can't see it going the distance.
And one thing that's been a bit of a talking point this week, but maybe not as much, is the fact that it's on Fight TV back in the UK. Are you yourself surprised, obviously, the magnitude of this fight, that maybe a Sky or a BT haven't picked up this bout?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Again, don't want to go in too much and say bad things about it, but I do think it's a disgrace, to be honest. It should be, but even like there's Scotland, the BBC, but no Scottish media, nothing really got behind the fight, and there's not really been much build up for it. But it is what it is. There's people are going to find a way to tune in, and people are going to tune in and watch it. So it's a shame that it isn't getting that, like you say, but millions will watch it, and I'm sure they'll see Josh get his arm raised and bring home the 4 belts.
And Lee, moving forwards and onto yourself, obviously victorious last time out against Karim Guerfi, picking up that European title. Just reflecting on it now, for as little of a fight as what it was in that first round, what do you take away from it?
Going back to everything what I said about Josh, just listening and learning, improving all the time, progression constantly. Like, I'm improving every single week. I can feel it. I literally, like, in 2.5 minutes, I managed to like basically squeeze in 6 months of hard work, and that was literally just a glimpse of what I've been working on. And I'm so eager to get back in the ring and fight again, because I've got so much more to show. And the longer I'm waiting for the fight, and when I eventually do get back in the ring, I'll be improved even more. I genuinely am improving at a rapid speed, so it's exciting. The future's exciting.
We saw Josh score an early knockout against Apinun Kongsong with his first fight with Ben. We've seen you do the same. Does he carry any frustrations that you can't maybe get a few more rounds in just to show everybody what you have done so far, what you have been working on?
Yeah, but the time will come. Like, I'm going to be getting some tasty fights now. It's going to be no easy fights. It's always been the case. Well, yeah, supposed to be, yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. On paper, that was meant to be a tough test. But if I'm doing that to these guys, then that's saying something about my progression. And go back 12 months prior to the Guffey fight, there's no way I would have dismantled him like that. So it really is exciting. I just need to keep my feet on the ground, keep listening, keep studying, keep training hard, just basically dedicating my life to the sport, which is what I have done this past year. And I believe it will not be long until I get big opportunities.
So let's touch on what's next then, Lee. What is next? What have MTK said to you? What have your management team said to you?
Well, I think I was due to defend my European title. It was meant to be purse bids were meant to have been called for. The deadline was meant to have been yesterday, I believe. I think MTK won the purse bids, and I was supposed to be fighting Vincent Legrand, French kid, 32-0, but from what I'm hearing, I don't think he fancies a fight. So it's just, we just need to wait and see what my management say. I've got the best team in the business, so I'm sure they'll get something from me. I believe I'll be back out in the ring probably July, early July, and then obviously all going well with this fight this weekend with Josh. I believe we'll both get a big massive show back in Scotland towards the back end of the year, and 2 big fights for both of us. So just about staying busy in June, July time, get a good test, like maybe a similar fight to Guffey, like solid European level fighter again, and get excited for the end of the year.
Of course, one name which continues to crop up with your own is Kash Farooq.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate that fight happening anytime soon? And also, from when you two did share the ring, what have you made of his own development since?
Yeah, no, obviously, if it was up to me, I would literally take that fight next week. That's why we've got management teams, that's why we've got trainers to make the right decisions. And the fight can definitely happen. I want it to happen, but I think the only fight that will stop me really not revisiting that fight is a world title fight, like I said to you before. So it just depends how the next few months pan out. Obviously get this July out of the way, and then if it's not world title eliminators or possibly a world title shot, depending on the opportunity that comes my way, then the Kash fight's certainly one that we can look at. But again, that's not up to me, it's up to my team, but it's one I really do want. And in terms of going back to what you said on his previous performances, I don't think he's not improved the way I have. He looks like the same fighter still, very skillful, slick, but if they want that rematch, they want to get me sooner rather than later, because I'm improving all the time, and it's too late now anyway. Like I said, I've made that clear that their best chance to beat me was that time they got me last year, and he came close, but there's just I honestly don't believe there's no way in hell he beats me now. So I would like that rematch one day, but we'll see what happens.
Right, Lee, just before I let you go, final word from yourself for everyone back in Scotland, for everyone across the rest of the UK. Why should everybody tune in to support Josh Taylor come Saturday night?
That's massive, absolutely huge. It's the whole of the UK should get behind him, not just Scotland. I think they really do need to get behind him and show him their support. He's going on to achieve something that very, very, very few people will ever do in their lifetime. So it's massive. Probably becomes one of the, well, definitely you could potentially say the greatest fighter Scotland's produced. Pulls this off. Bold statement, but I genuinely do think he's the best fighter. That's when he finishes his career, I believe he will be the Scotland's best fighter to date, and everyone should just tune in and cheer him on, because it's going to be a cracking fight and an even better performance from Josh.
Right, Lee, I appreciate your time now. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of this night. Thank you for your time, and thank you, Speed to Boxing Social.
No problem, mate. Thank you. Cheers.